right in front of us. Rosa pouring it on here. What a fight! What a fight! That was amazing.
My name's Charles Rosa, UFC fighter in the featherweight division. Got started in MMA probably when I was 23 years old, just kind of trying to start over. I lost 2 older brothers to drug overdoses, and I just needed a little bit of change in life. So one day I rode my bike past what I thought was a boxing gym. It happened to be a mixed martial arts gym. I met Charles McCarthy, UFC veteran. First day in the gym, started sparring, and fell in love with it immediately. The next day, Charles asked me where I trained at, and I told him I never trained before. I played hockey my whole life, and he told me that I really had something special. I had some talent, and if you kept training there, I think you could make it to the UFC. I always was a fan of fighting. My uncle Tom the Bomb Rosa was a local tough man champion in New England, so he was always the guy I looked up to as a kid. I was a fighter at heart. I always played sports and stuff. My favorite part of all the sports, like hockey, lacrosse, and football, was always the fighting part of it. The way I kind of realized I had a neck injury is that I've just always noticed over the last 2 years I always had slight neck pain. Finally, I was training for a fight against Danny Ige in UFC Boston. I noticed throughout the camp I was having major issues. It got so bad that I had to go to the doctor and get MRI and x-rays, and that's when they told me that I wasn't able to fight. It was definitely heartbreaking. The first thing, once they told me that I needed surgery, I looked at the qualifications of everybody, and I realized HSS had the best doctors and it had the best ratings and the best reviews. I was a chef before, so I know before I go to a restaurant, I look at the reviews and ratings, and I did my research, and HSS is one of the best hospitals.
It was a fairly specific injury that involved his cervical spine and required very specific type of expertise. So we were able to very quickly get him hooked up with the right surgeon, Dr. Sama, who was able to see him.
So the first time I met Charles, I was impressed by the research he had done. He had actually looked into his condition and came prepared with cogent questions that made a lot of sense. And then we reviewed his imaging, and based on what we came up with, we had him see one of our neurological colleagues as well, and came up with a plan to help him get back on his feet and get back to what he loves to do.
I was definitely treated great by everybody, from the nursing staff all the way to the surgeon, Dr. Sama, who operated on me. I feel they did everything that they said they were going to do, and everything that they said was going to happen has happened so far. I had surgery exactly 4 months ago. Feeling really good now, finally being able to pick up my training a little bit. This is the first real injury I've had, so it was really scary, and I think mentally was the toughest part, but I'm happy with the progress where I'm at right now, and I'm looking forward to moving forward and being able to get back in the octagon.
I really enjoy our relationship because he comes to his recovery with a zeal that you don't find in a lot of people. He really, really wants to work to get better. So our team working in that capacity is a win.
The recovery from my surgery went a little longer than expected. It took over a year to finally get clear to fight. I stayed motivated because this is my dream, and I envisioned getting the belt wrapped around my waist. I put a lot of work into physical therapy, strength conditioning, things that I neglected a lot in my career. This is the best I ever felt.
Rusa, Boston strong, lands it.
I kind of realize now that there's a formula and there's a blueprint to it, so I got the formula now and I'm ready to become the world champion. I know that I was in good hands and in one of the best places in the world, and that's what I deserve to be as a professional athlete.